You know, I haven't been doing this that long, but I think I've spotted a trouble sign.
What's
Our
that?
next guest just gave me the finger. I think that means something. In addition to that, he has also won an Academy Award for such great films as Apocalypse Now and The Godfather, and the list goes on and on and on. He has just finished two brand new motion pictures, Geronimo and Wrestling Ernest Hemingway, which opens Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a man with an attitude, Robert Duvall. All right, did you give me the finger?
Are we bleeped here?
No, what was the deal on that?
No, just, I do that to my agent. It's kind of a family thing we have.
Well, you're in luck because that's how I took it.
Right.
It was like Thanksgiving at Mom's.
There you go.
You know, I just, I don't want to get silly about this. I just think you're absolutely the best. I go to these movies, you know, the motion pictures, and you're unbelievable. It doesn't make any difference what the film is. And I've told this to people. I've seen that movie, Tender Mercies, half a dozen times, and each time I watch it, I look at you in that film. It is seamless. You don't for a second not believe that you're the old down-and-out country western singer-songwriter. It's just an amazing piece of work.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, are you really going to get shaved tonight?
Well, we don't know.
Because now, you've had Richard Harris on the show, haven't you?
Yes, he was on the old show, yeah.
And when you bring him on, I wish you would ask him about a particular ritual he has when he does a certain type of shaving.
Uh-huh.
Now, will you please ask him?
Okay, well, sure.
And tell him to bring his little black bag.
Make a note of that. Let's talk about, you mentioned Richard Harris.
Yeah.
You've worked with everybody. Tender Mercies was Ellen Barkin.
Right.
Yeah. Pick out somebody you've worked with and tell us a little about the experience. Marlon Brando, what was that like? Gene Hackman?
Yeah, Hackman. It's great. You know, I hadn't seen Gene in, many, many years, 5 or 6 times in 25 years, but it's like we picked up where we left off.
You guys started out together? You roomed together
we
or
used
something?
To go, bum around the streets together, look for jobs, $1-an-hour jobs, and he's just a great guy, great actor, and it's like we picked up where we left off. Yeah. Exactly.
And you worked with him again in the Geronimo.
Geronimo.
Yeah,
right.
It must have been great fun.
It was. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Marlon Brando, you started to do a little impersonation there of Marlon. Yeah. What was that like?
Well, we had some good times on, on The Godfather.
Yeah.
We actually had a mooning contest.
A mooning contest?
Yeah. Somebody presented us with a world championship mooning belt.
Now, was that in Godfather 2 or Godfather 1?
One.
Now, explain for us the competition. What was the nature of that?
Well, we were on Staten Island, and we both went for our pants, our belt, and Coppola said, no, the children here. And, so we went through with it, and we dropped our drawers and mooned everybody, and some woman said, Mr. Duvall, I love you behind, but all the balls on Brando. You asked me.
I should have known. I should have known when you started flipping the bird backstage.
But you're that kind of guy, I heard.
Oh, sure, I'm that kind of guy. Anything goes with me, you know that. Are you still tangoing?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
When did that come to your life? It's not a joke, is it? You actually go out and tango.
Well, I've written a script on it. We've developed. I got my own development deal in California. We have our own company, and I've written a script. And my wife and I are going to Buenos Aires for New Year's Eve. We've been 9 times, and it's a kind of a hobby of mine. Yeah.
But what is it that draws you to that particular dance?
It's hard to explain. It's just a kind of a serenity you get when you do it counterclockwise with a group of people in Buenos Aires in particular.
Yeah.
It's a very nice thing. Yeah.
You ever drop your pants there, Robert?
No.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
No. But it's kind of a quest of mine.
This Geronimo, it looks like it's going to be a huge film, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I've seen of it is spectacular. The scenery is just
Right.
lovely.
Moab, Utah for 10 weeks. It was
Beautiful
great,
country.
yeah.
Beautiful country. Sir, okay, Robert, again, a great pleasure to see you, and good luck with the films Geronimo and Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. You and Richard Harris. We'll look for that. My thanks also to Carly Simon and Sally Field. You probably by now have recognized Mickey Ballantyne, the barber. Mickey, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you come back tomorrow night to shave me?
My pleasure.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? He's going to come back tomorrow night to shave me. What a guy. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Worldwide